Hello.
It was good for her.
What was good for me?
I don't know, but you're smoking.
We're on a bed
Yeah,
in a church.
former church. So yeah, we saw
Escape plan?
probably. It was originally called The Tomb.
The not so great escape.
It's I actually have been following this one in internet boards, while it was in production because Arnie and Stallone together as actually working together in a movie and not just one having a cameo was interesting, hypothetically. So yeah, this is basically Fortress.
Yeah.
But Arnie finally appeared in it because if you know anything about the history of Stuart Gordon's Fortress, Arnie was meant to star in it and it was meant to happen in the late 80s. But then Arnie bailed, the budget got slashed, it took about 5 years to make, and Christopher Lambert took over the role.
Yeah. You can budge over it, but not kill my legs, you're not really in camera.
This one was severely missing the Jeffrey Combs effect.
Yeah, Jeffrey Combs makes everything better.
Oh yeah. I found out yesterday that he has only got like 400 more Twitter followers than me. That is a crime.
Yeah. Anybody out there, go and follow Jeffrey Combs on Twitter.
He's amazing. Yeah. What did you think of the movie?
I really liked it. I did. I had like no nails left, so I was like, "Wah!" And all the fight and stuff, I was just hiding behind my scarf, being like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck." But yeah, I liked it.
The fight was very obviously cut down and done with terrible close-up shots, but that's the thing these days.
I'm guessing, honestly, that they're gonna... The DVD is probably gonna be gorier.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, the fighting, there was almost no gore in it. It was all just zoom in on these two people so that you can only see like the top of their
And
arms.
then you had the very awkward off-screen bit where Vinnie Jones got killed.
The bald English bloke.
Yeah, former footballer. Yeah. Christ, I'm old.
spoilers, he gets killed.
Christ, I'm old. I remember when he was a professional footballer. And it was like, lol, Vinnie Jones is in a movie. Very by numbers and occasionally very stupid prison movie with an escape things and people who were way too old to be superhuman being superhuman.
Yeah. Well, it was nice seeing a non-white Muslim character not being a baddie for once.
What I don't understand is why that guy was... They said he was in there because he pissed off the drug cartels, but honestly, if you're dealing with like post-requisition sort of black sites and and international people working together to disappear people, much more logical to have him be some sort of Islamic militant. Much more logical. Instead, they decided to be let's make him a bit more audience friendly by having him someone who was fucked over by a drug cartel.
Well, that made things uncomfortable.
Not
I agree.
really.
It is more rash. It would have been more
But it would have made
believable.
the Americans very upset with having to sympathise with a Muslim terrorist. Oh dear, diddums.
So basically, it's Fortress. They even assume they're underground at one point. There's a big for-profit prison that people are sent to by giving lots of money to the guy who runs the prison to keep them away from everybody forever. Why they're not just put to death and instead are imprisoned, I don't know. This seems like a bad business plan.
Yeah, especially if you're dealing with requisitioning and these people are disappeared. This is completely off legality. Sort of doesn't exist legally. Then why the fuck did they give them a massive rec area? Why the fuck did they give them sort of vaguely comfortable cells? Surely, if they're doing illegal imprisonment, it's not that far removed to kill them. Especially if they're doing this for profit. They are paid to imprison these guys. Why the hell do these guys want? Do the people want to pay to have them imprisoned? Surely, if you want them disappeared that much, you can just kill them.
Yeah, if you're paying a lot of money to have somebody disappeared off of the books, there's not really going to be a point in many feasible situations. You're like, yeah, I think you should be let out now.
Yeah, especially considering they would know they were an illegal sort of thing. That might be a danger to it. In fact, these guys escaped and therefore released that this thing exists, which destroyed it. This is very stupid.
So, Sarah was actually asking me this question earlier. What was your question about, do people like that actually exist?
Oh yeah, People actually go into prisons and do that for a job just to go in and try and escape.
I've never come across it, but it would not surprise me if something of that form exists, much less glamorous, much less sexy.
You see, I don't know about prisons, but I know for a fact that there are both...
Harry Houdini did it a couple of times.
Well, he did it for his own use.
No, he did it for a publicity stunt. But he would do it not as a regular prisoner. He would, people would watch him all the time and doing all that stuff, treating him specially just to make sure he couldn't get out, but he always did.
Mm.
But I know for a fact that there are paid white hats out there, people who are paid to break into security systems on computers and then tell the people who own security systems how to fix the holes they get through. I know as well that there are paid safecrackers out there. There was a movie about that, but it was shite. Who all of the big locksmiths and stuff used to get the time it would take to pick this lock that they used to advertise.
Yeah, so it's not entirely a ridiculous premise, though. I have to wonder if you want the guy removed. I don't know if they ever established why they want the guy removed. It's just we have an evil company who has an evil prison, and we have this guy who has managed through this investigation stuff has managed to create the perfect prison. So therefore, we want him disappeared. And not only that, we will give his business partner, Vincent D'Onofrio now, $5 million a year and make him boss of our evil company just to make sure he disappears. Why? Because we're evil.
Yeah.
They don't explain why they're doing any of that.
Mm.
And if they wanted to kidnap him, rather than just set up this whole thing, which is like, hey, look, government, we have this this contract with this company, and they're going to kidnap him and put him into the secret location. Hey, government, do you want to look for him? He is an American citizen, and he has been kidnapped. They got a paper trail which they could use to track him down. If they just done like, hello, I'm Sylvester Stallone. I break into places perfectly. I'm now staying in my house because I feel like having a retirement. Oh no, gunmen in the bed are dragging me away. Holy shit, I didn't sign up for this.
You're not my supervisor!
Which of these is more like rational?
The second.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
But I think that there was maybe a cut side plot that explained the embezzlement going on, but as it is, it's kind of just, I'm getting money for this, evil! And that's the only explanation. Arnold Schwarzenegger has a very interesting beard.
Yeah, and he, unlike Stallone, he's not dyeing his hair or anything, so good work, Arnie.
Yeah, you look the age you are, and it's better than trying to look younger.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I dislike about these kind of movies. The Expendables gets passed on because it's doing it for laughs, but people taking punches like that, I've been in fights. Yeah, my illegal thing for this episode. But I've been in a lot of fights in my time, both big scale and small scale. Punching somebody as hard as Arnie and Stallone were punching each other, doing a fake fight. Like they were like, that's the best you can do. That both injures your hand and the other person's face. You don't just go, bleh, and be done with it. You're fucked from a punch of that.
Unless you're Tommy Jaa.
Or Ricky. But, so, this prison's on a boat in international waters.
Wait a sec. Hey, I'm a Hollywood producer. I just watched the Fortress, and I'm gonna make that, but underwater. I'm a fucking genius.
Well, we do have that Aquaman contract.
No, it is likely to, okay, because like Fortress 1 is underground, Fortress 2 is in space. Yeah, Christopher Lambert escaping space. So the third one obviously in the sea, it was
Is
either...
that not Highlander the Quickening?
No, not quite. But, okay, either they go for Fortress 3 and just make it even more ludicrous, which is like, escape from the sun. Or they dial it back a bit and make it sillier. Let's put it in a fucking boat. Now, with a boat, okay, it's stupid. It'd be slightly less stupid if they done like a deep sea oil rig type thing.
Like
So
Sealand.
it was like locked in there in one location. So that's why you can't. They're like, if we were on a boat, we would feel it. It's like, no, because this is so long and so deep. Well, just have something that's locked in place, like these deep sea oil rigs, so that you have a reason to not feel it.
For anybody who doesn't know, a deep sea oil rig is like a boat, but there's a big metal bar going from it to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, it's like locked in there.
Yeah.
It's like stuck. So it's like the difference between a helium balloon that's sort of like floating around and a helium balloon that you're holding on to.
Yeah, why have the boat maneuverable? You powered down the engines at one point, but considering that they used a sextet and a gas to get their location...
A bad guess, because apparently Sylvester Stallone, even though he's a genius, thought that the Coriolis effect does anything. Coriolis effect...
Doesn't exist.
Well, I think it exists when it comes to like macro scale stuff like typhoons, but when it comes to like the water going down the toilet, it doesn't. North and south doesn't affect it. That's a myth. Sorry. No one told the makers of Escape Plan.
Also, Simpsons did it.
Yeah, no one told them either.
The Coriolis effect is what they said. Oh, we're in the northern hemisphere with the water going down the toilet this way.
Sorry, Sylvester. You know what would have been funny? If they got out of there and they discovered rather than having Morocco right beside them, they were like right beside Argentina, and he was like, "Holy shit, the Coriolis effect's a myth."
Or it
We're so fortunate that we were close to Argentina.
It would have been quite funny if it was like, now the Coriolis effect, the water in this toilet's going down clockwise. I can't remember which hemisphere that corresponds to. Shit. But anyway, so guy who breaks into prisons for a living is carted off and put into this boat, and he tries to escape, but it's like bleh, bleh. And Arnie's in the prison because, well, Arnie's in the prison, like owning the prison.
Because when Americans kidnap people who may or may not be innocent or guilty of a crime and sort of take them to a black site via requisitioning and sort of flagrantly ignore international law, it's usually to kidnap white people.
And it's usually in Cuba.
Yeah, well, there was other ones as well. There was other black sites too, but it's like those things are not full of Germans/Austrians. Because I don't know if his character was German or not. He spoke German. It was really nice to see Arnie speaking German.
Yeah, it was. It's really nice to hear a German person speak German in a movie for fucking once instead of somebody who can't actually speak the language trying to do it phonetically.
Yeah. So, good work, Arnie. And you notice how Arnie had like his boyfriends at the start of the movie, and he was like, "I rule this prison," and he's got friends, and then suddenly after he meets Sylvester Stallone, he's like, "You two large black men who are my previous friends, I don't need you anymore. I have a Rocky."
I liked Arnold Schwarzenegger telling Rocky that he punches like a little girl and a vegetarian.
It would have, if they'd had the other characters that Arnie was friends with in the movie still at the end, then they could have killed them on the way back. You know, so the way they set it up, it's like, hey, we got one guy who's a little less white than the other two. Kill him!
Also, Stallone's escape plan eventually became get flushed down the toilet.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
That was pretty smart though. I thought he was just trying to kill himself.
No.
I really did.
You could think that about a lot of the things they did in this movie.
Yeah, true.
I say that we get locked in this hot room that we've been locked in again!
No, it was just like plan B. I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, they're so deep. I want to know, would the bends have taken effect? They were so deep.
More than 5 meters, so yeah.
The bends is you get when you're underwater, you get lots of pressure, more pressure than in air, and it basically affects sort of nitrogen in your blood. But if you go too quickly from really pressured, to no pressure, it would basically kills you.
It drives you insane first, like.
So he's basically magic and avoided all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although if you go down really deep, the hyper decompression of going like. Considering that his descent would have been so quick as well. Although how they're flushing that out into the sea without a high pressure chamber, I don't know.
Yeah, see, when it comes, there's a thing called a decompression chamber, which is kept wherever divers are usually. So people, if they come up way too fast, or like they're out of air or whatnot, they're thrown into the decompression chamber, which basically recreates the pressure at the bottom of the sea, and then they raise it slowly and slowly and slowly until it becomes normal. So then, like 5 hours, 10 hours, whatever later, they can get out again.
But having the bends is dying from it is basically. You pretty much go insane and drop dead.
So this film just got dark.
Sorry.
Maybe that's why he was begging for a gun while dangling off a helicopter.
Trying to kill himself again.
Just like, oh look, Sylvester Stallone's climbing up the rope ladder, and then Arnie's got this massive gun, and he's like, "Give me your gun!" And he's like, "I got a big fucking machine gun, dude. You need both hands to climb up there." And he's like, "No, give me the other guy's gun." So then he can't. Arnie stops firing his big fucking rifle in order to reach over, grab another guy's gun, throw it down. Yeah, pistol down to Sylvester Stallone. He magically manages to catch it and then shoot a bunch of people. When Arnie's like, "Oh man, I wish I remembered I had a gun right now."
Arnie at one point unmounts the mounted gun and walks about with it, as he does always.
Oh, it is funny to see a 70-year-old doing that.
Yeah, but no, Sylvester Stallone with a 9mm pistol managed to shoot holes in oil tanks.
And then blow up the villain. Although he in 3 days he will be back again, he'll be alive again for Escape Plan 2.
With a very interestingly tailored suit that's half purple, half white.
Yes. Do you know why he's going to come back? Because it was Jim Caviezel, aka Jesus from the Passion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Sam Neill's in this. It was nice to see someone who's actually Northern Irish, but no one knows he's Northern Irish. The guy from
very
Jurassic
American
Park.
accent.
You ever seen Jurassic Park?
When I was like 3.
The Doctor, he starred in Jurassic Park, and he's actually, I think he's from like Oma.
Ah.
He was raised in New Zealand, but he's Northern
Yeah.
Irish. But he's there, and like Sylvester Stallone's always like, "Remember your Hippocratic oath," and then Sam Neill should be like, "You know, doctors aren't legally obliged to take Hippocratic oaths. We get a choice. We don't need to take that. Remember your oath." "I didn't take that oath. Thank you very much." "Remember it. You're supposed to do good." "I'm supposed to do my job and get paid. Fuck you." "Remember the oath." And then you've got him like saying, "Check out this book on the guy's desk. Page 88, and read the book, and I'm not going to tell you what's in that book, but you're going to read it off screen, and you're going to tell us what actually you read, but it'll change your life."
No, he said, "Go to the book on the guy's desk. On page 88 there's a detailed description of this prison exactly." "Oh, so you've read the book?" "Yes."
Did he say that? I was pretty sure just...
No, he said what the name of the prison that would be detailed on page 88.
Yeah.
Why is this supposed to change his mind?
Because either he's read that book once in his life and it's an eidetic memory of some sort, or...
Well, Sam Neill says he went and looked at the book and that changed his mind, so why the fuck would... "Oh, look, you know what's in that book on the desk." Why do I trust you now? Why do I give a shit? I'm here, being Sam Neill, and why am I throwing away my career? Why am I making it very likely that I'm going to get killed by angry inmates? Why am I making it so that I will be arrested at the end of this? Why am I arranging for my co-workers to get killed just because you know what's in a fucking book?
Mm.
Oh, well, his co-workers were assholes.
Well, this is very true, but...
To be honest, I dream about burning down my workplace a lot. Also, just for somebody who has done metal work, that grating that he used to reflect the light, he said he polished it with a toothpaste. That is a really good way to polish metal. Unfortunately, Sylvester Stallone would have been sitting there with a piece of metal in his mouth, toothbrushing it for 3 hours. Minimum. Like, seriously, that's like saying, "I have one chisel and a tree. Here's a house." That's an exaggeration, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they would have found something's up whenever he's standing there for 3 hours going, "I can do such a massive saloon! Yeah, remember your oath! Toothbrush, the matter, you took an oath to be punished! Yeah! Yeah, computer repairman, you took an oath. You said, do no evil." I never worked for Google. "You took an oath!"
"Now, Sylvester Stallone, I want you to give me this information so I can make all the money, and then I will release you." "You took an oath to be a prison guy!" "What do you say? I can't even understand you anymore. I'm going to talk to Michael Sheen instead." "Michael Sheen!"
No, I'm going to get Ray Morano and Kermit the Frog in conversation.
Kermit.
Ah, if only Arnie and Sylvester Stallone had both been running for the end at the end, or if it was just Arnie, he should just be like, "I've got to get to the chopper."
Because he said at the end, "Have a lovely day."
Yeah, apparently it was like, I had run out of cool things to say. So
"Have a lovely day, motherfucker." Interesting thing, the gunner he was using there wasn't a 30 mil cannon, which would be standard equipment in that type of helicopter. I'm not too sure why, but I'm pretty sure it's because the amount of rounds that they shot, if they had the standard equipped 30mm cannon, the helicopter would have moved about 3 miles. Simply from the back kick. They had a wee 10mm fucking machine round gun. Something, it's like from Vietnam era, it's a piece of shit.
I was wondering, whenever they were having the helicopter battle, why none of the enemy soldiers were shooting at the helicopter, because having played a number of video games involving helicopter assaults on ships, if you want to take down a helicopter, you don't try to shoot the guys flying it. It's much simpler just to shoot the fucking helicopter till it either blows up or falls apart or something.
Or shoot it in the fuel tank.
Yeah, do something like that, or stretch at the blades, do something. You don't try to shoot the small target there when you can shoot the bigger target.
Don't you know, you get a grappling hook and you grapple onto the blades and you hold out your knife and spin around.
You probably couldn't see what they were shooting on them stupid suits.
Oh, I know. Well, they're trying to be faceless, even though prisons, it's traditional. You're supposed to make the inmates dehumanized, not the guards.
Yeah,
Also,
but at the end of the day, them people are never going to get out of prison again, so they're never going to see them people even if their faces weren't showed.
That's another thing. Supervillain list. Number 15, I believe. My goons will be in clear masks that I can see through and they can see through. Not opaque masks with tiny eye holes. It's like, I can tell if you're one of my guards or somebody's just picked up a mask and you have no peripheral vision.
Yeah, why didn't the heroes steal the masks? Wouldn't that have been more sensible to escape with? And
why did Mr. whatever he's called, I didn't catch his name, the guy who was praying on the roof?
Mr.
Prayer.
Arab guy.
Mr. Arab guy. Why did That's racist. Why did Mr. Arab guy go along with her plan? It's like established from the way through. He despises the both of them. It's like, I'm going to give you a thick foot, it'll go on the roof, and
You do this for me, and then you will escape with us. Fuck all your brothers who you are friends with and have your leave for. Screw all them. You come with us. We won't gang rape you on a helicopter.
we won't gang rape you, and you can take 17 bullets.
And they just left him
We
dead.
badly need a non-white person to die in the way out.
We'll bring 3, that way I'm likely to survive.
You see, yeah, that was the logical thing about Fortress. Christopher Lambert had 3 expendable friends, and 4 expendable friends, and 3 of them died. Then the other one died right afterwards in a post-credit scene, epilogue scene, which made no sense at all. But this is why Christopher Lambert is a far better escape guy than Sylvester Stallone.
And he knows how to fucking use a katana.
Yeah, plus he escaped from space. You know whenever Sam Neill was on screen, am I the only one who got flashbacks to Charles Dance in Alien 3?
Yes.
God damn it, it's like this recognizable actor randomly having a beard being all like, I am the kindly doctor in a prison where there's no escape.
I see you vomited up clotting powder. I can recognize this on sight.
Yeah, it was. So the biggest difference between this prison and the one in Alien 3 is no one tried to rape Sly Stallone, which is the most unrealistic part of the film, to be honest. Although he is about 70, so he's not really young meat, so maybe he wouldn't have.
There's no tread left in the tires.
This is very silly.
Where are the women kept? Did they have a separate tanker?
Or black people.
There were 2 black people in the prison.
Was there?
Although, considering that I think it's 63% of Americans prisoners are black, it's not really proportional representation, guys.
This whole thing is just... Realistically, if you're going to do like this big black site thing, it really should have been people who are suspected terrorists. If you're gonna try and do something which is about what evil and crazy shit the governments of the so-called civilized world have been doing, then fucking do it. Don't just be all like, hey look, random prisoners from ethnically and multiculturally diverse, and a lot of them are bizarrely American or English speaking. No. People who are from English speaking places who are not caught for some reason, in a place where the Americans don't want them, don't tend to end up in these areas. They tend to end up in jails that are publicized.
Or their corpse is found.
Yeah, if you're gonna disappear people, I'm sorry, it tends to be people who are not Western.
Yeah.
And it's cunty beyond belief.
If you want to make a movie about the atrocities of the Western government,
Do it.
WikiLeaks has released gigabytes upon gigabytes of information that you could make a movie about. Not one about WikiLeaks itself, because that's a really stupid idea.
You could have. It's like the original concept was based on reality, and they were trying to do something that was about that, and then they were like, nah, fuck it, we'll just do sort of a really ridiculous 80s style action film on top of it, but cut out all the blood. You know what this was missing? Vernon fucking Wells.
It was also missing realistic bruising.
Hmm.
How do you take a guy's glasses and then give him a black eye? Sure, you give him the black eye first.
Well, we just saw he had glasses, then we saw he had a black eye, and no glasses, so we don't know when the glasses were removed.
Yeah, but, you know, a bruise somewhere else would have been more normal.
That doctor was obviously brilliant. Because after your fella got stabbed, he was recovered within an hour.
Well, to be honest, he wasn't allowed to give them pain meds. But, you know, a stab of that size wouldn't really... It would be
still get a
painful,
bit
you'd have a bit of a
sore.
limp,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't stop you functioning.
It's like I'm not going to give you pain meds because this is an evil company. However, we're not quite so evil that we will not give you toothpaste, and we will not put in sleeping gas into your cells every night, and we're not so evil that we won't give you a massive several-story rec room.
And we're not so evil. We're not so evil that we're going to disappear you by leaving you on the floor and shooting you in the head.
Yeah.
That reduces our overhead by like 99.9%. But fuck that. We're going to build and staff a massive boat.
Yeah. And if you're going to go this far and have like a few hundred people and actually imprison them while just being all random saying that, oh look, no pain meds. Actually villainous. You could have, why not like have as many guards as there are prisoners and then assign every single guard to look out for one person. If you're already throwing money down a huge sink, you might as well throw more in there to make sure no one can get out. If you have someone watching and listening every single person 24 hours a day, much harder to get out.
Yeah. And if you're building a giant boat prison, don't have a pipe that contains the sea that's activated by putting a wire out.
Yeah, I was like, I'm climbing! Holy shit, we're in the Poseidon adventure!
Oh, the sea's coming in at such a high pressure that it can push me back against the other wall but not strip the skin from my bones.
I climb up to the top! I can see the sun, but oh look, there's more guards and there's guards in the roof even though they don't expect us to make it up here, and yet none of them are actually looking at these parts that can actually get into the main part of the ship. These guards are stupid.
And they had a full bridge crew. Why? Why do they have a 24/7 navigator, captain, comms officer? They don't communicate with anybody because they're running an illegal operation and they probably would have radio silence.
Yeah, unless people I'm guessing supply ships come to get them, which just means why not just have it still?
And
Why not
have
have
it
it looking like an oil rig or something?
What was their plan? Were they just going to go round and round in circles in the sea?
No, they were staying in the same bloody place.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh.
But they had the captain they always have a skipper at the fucking wheel, so it's, you know the way we've been
If
saying.
anyone flies over us, we can pretend to be a cargo ship.
You know, we've been sitting still for 20 years now, Captain? Yes, sir. Let's move 3 inches forward. Yes, sir.
You know what I would have liked? If they probably through when Sylvester Stallone attempts to escape and there's water coming in everywhere. If only the film had turned into a disaster movie at that point. Like the entire thing was getting flooded and then, deck by deck and they were trying to escape and it became like massive escape plan for everyone to get out. How much better would that have been? Just completely unexpected.
Yes. That'd be perfect.
Would be like we've gone from a stupid 80s movie to a stupid 70s movie. Oh yeah.
No, Porthos, I never let go.
Yeah, so Arnold Schwarzenegger totally has to be... No. Jim Caviezel has to be Gene Hackman in the Poseidon Adventure being like, duh! God! If you let these people live, I will die for you now! And then he's like, it's okay, he's Jesus, he'll be back in a couple of days.
No, like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger totally had a Jack and Rose thing going on from Titanic.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah!
They should have had their Titanic moment.
Don't let go, Jack!
I'll never let go, Rose. Why am I Scottish?
So, if you like the 80s action films but you don't much care for blood or for much movement because most of the actors are really old, then watch it. If you want something that's intelligent, then hit your head on the wall until you're convinced you watched Escape Plan and it was intelligent.
Escape Plan's it's an alright movie. I'm not going to recommend it, which means that the other reviewers are not going to hate it either. If we said we loved it, they'd hate it.
Yeah, this is true. Where you're being very neutral, so Brad is going to be neutral about it too.
And Film Brain.
Yeah, because they're always opposite to what they say.
But
I'm thinking Brad said this was dumb fun.
yeah, it pretty much is. If you like Sylvester Stallone, or you like Army, or you like big boats, or you like silly bloodless action,
And prisons.
or people taking sledgehammers to the face and just being like ha ha ha, then go and watch it.
Or Vincent D'Onofrio being all like, I'm in a crate.
And completely emotionless and motiveless bad guys.
You know, I've seen 2 movies which end with the main character being locked in a cargo crate being sent to who knows where. One of them was a horror movie in which the main character was basically was human traffickers, and she ended up in this crate. She's going to be sent off into slavery. And the other one's this one. So it's like the exact same action, just depending on what happens beforehand and how you're supposed to feel. But the main character makes the exact same action, either good or bad. That's fascinating.
Also, that's a really stupid punishment for the guy that sold you out and tried to have you disappeared.
And he's either going to die or he's going to get out of there, and then
He's going to reach a destination and get out, and there's going to be an investigation leading back to you.
I
Yeah.
thought that bit was brilliant.
It's
cracked me up.
it's
so
brilliant
much.
for that moment, but
Yeah. It was
you know,
just so funny.
Yeah.
you would be better off knocking him out and driving his jeep into the sea.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna, even if he dies on the way to wherever they're going, they're gonna open that crate and they're gonna find him dead, and they're gonna be an investigation. And
Yeah, it's pretty hard to book shipping on a tanker without a paper trail.
And then Sylvester Stallone's be like, "That's all right. I'll just escape from the jail." Yeah.
This dear, you let me up here, I escaped from here 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was easy. I thought they fixed the problem.
I just knocked out 20 guards, stole their uniforms, and walked out the front door.
Nah.
All you need to know is patterns, layout, and have a friend. I have lots of friends. I was lucky.
He doesn't deserve all the credit though, because if it wasn't for the doctor and what do you call the other one?
Swarty?
The Arab
Yeah.
guy.
He wouldn't have got out of there.
Yeah.
It was probably the same as all the other prisons, so it was stupid. He's not this big, powerful, mighty man because he didn't do it by himself.
Well, no, that's use of your resources.
No, I know that.
It's
but
it's one of the best ways that computer hackers do it. If you employ a computer hacker to hack into your systems, one of the most famous cases of this, I can't remember the name, but the guy put on a boiler suit, lifted a toolbox, walked into the main office and says, "I'm here to fix the computers, can I have your password?" He broke into the systems and he said, "First step, tell your staff to stop giving out their passwords." It's the same kind of thing.
I get that. He still doesn't deserve all the credit.
And I'm explaining to the folks at home.
Okay.
They don't get it.
There was a silly movie, and we had a trailer for Thor again. We're seeing that next week, by the way. We're seeing it early.
We are. She didn't get a ticket.
Yeah, sorry. We're seeing it, and it's a couple of days early, so you might see the vlog early, although probably just a day at most. What else do we see the trailer for? Gravity, which, oh look, disaster movie in space. Everyone says it's great. Might
Except
see.
anybody who knows anything about space here.
Shade.
The entire scientific community doesn't like gravity because it's perpetuating bad science.
Yeah, I got the impression that the scientific community's reaction was, stop saying this is the most accurate depiction of space ever, because
It's not.
we don't mind science fiction movies taking liberties, but stop pretending this one is actually accurate.
Although the extended trailer, I haven't seen it before today, and it just didn't look very interesting.
I might see it because it's a disaster film, basically. I don't know.
Also, what was the movie with the snail song?
Snail song?
Snails! Snails!
What? Was there a trailer today?
Yeah, it has the snail song.
What happened in the trailer?
Snails. I can't remember, but I just remember I hate that song.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Oh, the movie with Penelope Cruz and
Oh, Cameron Diaz.
yeah,
Oh, the new Ridley Scott film.
yeah. Ridley Scott, let's get all the biggest name actors I can afford film.
From the director of Gladiator and Prometheus, because we really want to be reminded of Prometheus.
And Gladiator.
Gladiator not quite so bad.
But it hasn't aged well.
I can agree with that, but you know, you could have just put from the director of Alien and Blade Runner. But then people would have thought, holy shit, what's he been doing for the last 20 years? Oh, he's been making crap movies like Prometheus. I don't think I'll watch them.
For the director of this one Toyota commercial.
From the director of the bread advert from the 70s with the boy putting the bike up the hill.
Sort of.
From the director of The Duelists.
We're taking the piss out of Ridley Scott and all the shit he's directed. Because the two movies that they said in that trailer are some of his not so good ones.
From the director of Russell Crowe pretending to be Robin Hood. Even though Russell Crowe was age 50 at the time and he was doing like a weird Ugandan accent, and this is the Middle Ages, so in 50 logically he should have been dead 20 years earlier.
From the director whose first name sounds like an English boy having a wee.
Going for a Ridley. From the director of the brother of the guy who did Top Gun. It's true. From the director of... Sure, he did some other stuff. Black Rain. Michael Keaton and some rain. Probably, I might be mixing films up. Maybe the Japanese one. From the director of Thelma and Louise and G.I. Jane.
Yep.
Batman the Dark Knight. The Clockwork Orange. These are some movies that Ridley Scott did not direct. But watch this one. I was taking it to its logical conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
From a director from Newcastle. Oh, from a director who unironically subscribed to the ancient astronauts hypothesis. As in, the human race is too stupid to have built the fucking pyramids, so aliens did it.
From a director who directed this movie. It's a designer movie designed by designers, as opposed to designed by monkeys.
So this director's shite then.
No, it's quite good.
No, Ridley Scott's very good artist, and we're just taking the piss. He doesn't know a good script when it hits him over the head with a 2x4, like Tim Burton.
I love Tim Burton.
His directing is fine, it's his choice of scripts that are bad. I would say,
It's his posse, it's just...
I just like weird stuff.
from a director who has a really, really, really massive homoerotic man crush on Russell Crowe, as in, he had Russell Crowe hanging around for an entire year in a vineyard.
Putting these films in the Ridley Scott thing, it's like advertising a new Tim Burton movie. From the director of Alice in Wonderland and Big Fish.
It's like they chose bad ones.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough, get you.
Took you long enough.
Shut up.
Bye!
Bye bye.